Well, it is week 2 of Worlds here, day 5. This week, Taylor Cock is joining me in San Francisco. Welcome, Taylor.
Hi there. It's been a fun day. I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that because actually Taylor and I are going to have a little bit of a recap here on our impressions of day 5 here. I cannot believe that a wildcard team has made it out of groups. You would have never thought this.
It's crazy because they managed to get out by beating ROX Tigers.
Yes.
Which is like, coming into this would have been, Albus NoX Luna, so they're going to go 0-6 or 1-6 because they're going to beat CLG, because of course they are. But the fact that they managed to go 4-2 and beat ROX Tigers, like, it's bananas what these kids did.
They forced a tiebreaker between ROX Tigers, right? Like,
what?
It's so funny. And also, no, you're good. I would have been as shocked as you were. But I mean, I think it is fascinating to see the fact that they were also the first team to qualify into quarters at Worlds 2016. Yeah. Like, oh, yes, Albus NoX Luna, that team that no one has ever heard of before, but they'll be the first team to advance from groups.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, like, they ended up showing that they are actually good, because like last week there was a chance that, like, oh, maybe they're playing brand support, they're playing, the dude plays Bard, like, what they could just be kind of a cheesy team. But this week they showed some strong strategy. They showed really strong macro play. They played meta. They played Poppy. They played Karma. They played standard meta stuff, and they still won. And it's just like, is the wildcard regions, are they good?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, you know who's not good? G2. 1-5. By the way, their only victory over Albus NoX Luna after Albus NoX Luna came off of a 65-minute game.
Yes.
I asked Licrit in my interview if he felt as though that was because of the fact that they, like, if you hadn't had that 65-minute game or you had more time or it was on a different day, would you have won? He's like, yeah, probably. Or something to that extent, paraphrasing.
Kira told me they just kind of didn't care.
Yeah.
Because they knew they had qualified and they had just come off this long game, and they're just like, you know what, we're too tired. Which is kind of concerning because they're about to go into a best-of series.
Yes.
And so they're going to have to really toughen up that mental fortitude if they hope to get to the semis. Spoiler alert, they're not going to make it to the semifinals.
Sure.
But
back to G2, though, still, like, they are going back. This is the first seed, the number 1 seed from EU, replicating almost exactly what happened with them at MSI. Oh, that's got to feel so bad.
I just think they're not mentally tough. I mean, this is a team that should be a lot better than they are. Just looking at the talent on that team, that's really the only excuse. Because, like,
it's weird because you have ex-Origin players on that team, right? Like that team, they have players that have experienced all this stuff before.
I don't think they have a proper leader. I mean, Mythia is their shot caller allegedly, but I don't think they have that one guy that's going to say, you know what, guys, we need to, like, calm down, keep this centered, make sure that we can keep focused on the game. I don't think that guy exists on that team.
Next up, we got CLG. CLG lost both of their games against Albus NoX Luna. I mean, we've talked about how Albus NoX Luna looks good, but still that's not good. Yeah,
it's not great. I mean, I think CLG, for me personally, they actually kind of they overperformed my expectations.
Okay.
I didn't think they were going to look that great coming in. They didn't look super hot in the playoffs and NA. They didn't look too hot for the most of the regular season. The fact that they took a game off ROX is really impressive.
Yeah. But today, their drafts in particular, I don't know how you felt about it, but I was very confused by what was happening.
Yeah, I was yelling at the screen when they locked in the mid lane Karma, just say, move the Karma.
Alistar was open. Alistar's showing great stuff.
Or just move the Karma support and then just pick Vlad.
Yeah.
Of course, next game they picked Vlad and they won.
Well, even the mid Karma game, they didn't really have like a hard carry or anything to like execute on the support mid strategy. It was very strange.
It was very bizarre. I mean, like, if they had managed to get deep into the late game, Lucian could have carried, but like it was too late by the time.
Which is weird because this is a team that has shown that they are capable of, like, this is the same lineup we saw at MSI that forced themselves into the finals against SKT, so I just don't know what happened there.
I think it just seems like they've lost something.
Yeah.
I don't know. They've lost the fire that they had there, and it hasn't been around all split. So, like, it kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I didn't expect them to get out. I thought it was going to be G2, not Albus NoX, but
finally we've got ROX, who everybody said might be the best team at this tournament before the tournament started. Everybody hyping up Smeb, but even Riot, for the first time ever, not pitting Faker as the final boss in their sort of like introduction video to Worlds, pitting Smeb instead. I think ROX looks a lot weaker than after today, like losing to Albus NoX Luna, wildcard team that might still look strong or not. It was just very strange.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's showing a lot in Peanut.
Yeah.
Peanut is a player that was an absolute monster on Elise today, but if he doesn't get a pick that he's super comfortable on, or if he's feeling nervous, it seems like he really flops. But I talked to Gorilla after the game, and he's saying, it was mostly stage jitters for them. Yeah. It was a lot of jitters, and there's a lot of not really knowing what to expect from these international teams, which you see sometimes with Korean teams. If teams play out of meta, they're not really sure how to respond because they're so focused on the meta. So I think that we're getting a phone call
from Riot PR.
From Riot PR, they're telling us to wrap it up. Yes. I fully suspect Rock Tigers is going to bounce back next week and really sort of dominate whoever they manage to get into the quarterfinals.
Well, we got to go because Riot's calling us and telling us to pack up in the press room. But thank you so much, Taylor Koch. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Day 6 starts tomorrow. Exciting to see what happens. No North American teams. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned for more Worlds coverage here at Yahoo Esports.